great battle here with Dotter on the bottom. Allison, Miller, now Bodine and Grissom going to the high side, and rookie driver Tim Fedowa.
Having to pinch that car down on the inside really works the tires harder than any of the other cars, and it's showing up. The 08 car, really, Dotter used his tires up. Not only did one car get around, this whole line got by him.
So he'll go to the tail of this line. This group is just about 4 seconds in front of the leaders. And here goes Butch Miller underneath Davey Allison. Saw an opening and went for it.
Yeah, he saw Davey pinned outside. Now, Davey was able to hold Dotter off. There comes the 75 car. He cleared him getting down the corner. He made it all the way back.
So Butch Miller moves up a notch to 18th position. And now Bodine wants the bottom on Davey.
That's side-by-side racing. You pay the price for it. You use up a little bit more of your car than you want to. And until the car and the tires regroup and come back under you, you're having a hard time holding the rest of these guys off.
Boy, they get close. You couldn't put a NASCAR tech bulletin between those two cars.
No, if you get too close together, they'll give you a bulletin.
Yeah.
You bounce them off each other. They'll talk to you about it.
Let's pick up Harry. Running a little bit by himself, but he is up to 12th place. He had closed in on Terry Labonte's car, lapping Richard Lassiter here. There's Labonte, the MW Windows Chevrolet.
Labonte's going to run 20 races this year in the Busch Series, so it seems like we're getting more and more of the Winston Cup guys really participating in this Busch Series. And look again, I tell you, we joke about it all the time. Harry just seems to do things differently. We go to Rockingham, everybody runs on the bottom. Gant runs the top. You come to these tracks, Harry just automatically starts in the rear, but he automatically comes to the front.
Puts the move on Labonte. Now pulls up on Eddie Goodson, the rookie driver. Here's Ward Burton, who has dropped a lap. Tom Peck and the SK Tools going by. Let's get an update on Burton's car from Randy.
Well, this team desperately wanted to do so well at the beginning of this season. They have a new sponsor as well as a new crew chief in Freddie Fryer. Freddie, we understand it's either a cylinder or a spark plug. What is it?
It appears that we've lost the cylinder. We're hoping for a caution to be able to check it out. If we stay out there, we'll be better off than if we come in. So we're just hanging on for a while.
Okay, these guys are hanging on. If it's a spark plug, they may lose a lap or two trying to change that. But if it's a cylinder, they're in for a long afternoon.
92 moving up and alongside. That's Larry Pearson.
Here we are with a lead now. Mark Martin, right there, the 60 car in front. Presley was right behind him, but they got the 55 car, lap car in between them. Presley was right on Mark Martin's bumper, and you see him lose a little bit of ground with that lap car on the inside.
Lapping Tim Fedowa. Now Mark Martin coming up to lap Davey Allison. Boy, Allison had a tough day at Rockingham. Climbed out of the car perplexed, got underneath it, looking to see what they could change, what they could do differently.
Mike, you talked about make some changes. They left Rockingham, carried this car over to a frame shop, cut the snout off, and put a whole new front end under this car, which is major surgery to see if they can help it, but they still don't have it running like it needs to. If somebody that is running like they need to, look at Presley. Looks like he's ready to race Mark Martin for the lead now.
And he is a racer. He talked the start of the season with us about we tried too hard to win too many races last year, is what he said. But the man has got the competitive drive and the talent to win a bunch of them in this division, in Winston Cup, wherever he goes.
Mike, I think what's impressive is his frame of mind. Last year, when everybody says, why don't you move up to Winston Cup, he said, I'm not ready. I want to spend some more time here and learn a little bit more about what I'm doing. And the guy is just really sincere about being a good race car driver. He wants to get this division where he wants to have it and win some races, then be concerned about making the next step. Really uses his head in the race car and when he's got to make decisions.
It's funny. There are a lot of drivers come along who think they're really good. And Robert Presley is just the opposite. I don't think he believes he's as good as most people in this sport have seen that he is.
Yeah, and he'll go a lot further with that frame of mind, I promise you.
I think you're right.
Now here he's got Mark Martin caught on the outside. But see, Mark's car, he can actually go on around the outside. And then when he gets down this corner, it's going to leave Presley hung outside. See if he loses any ground. Boy, Mark's used to this view, clear shot out through the windshield. But in that mirror, I promise you, there's plenty of 59 car.
Mark working lap traffic. 19 cars are on the lead lap here. Mark Martin, the leader. Robert Presley right there in second. Steve Grissom, the blue car, has just gone a lap down. 43 laps are in. here at Richmond Fairgrounds Raceway. Mark Martin leading Robert Presley, Jeff Burton, and Joe Nemechek. The Nashville Network's exclusive coverage of the Hardee Frisco 200 is brought to you by Napa, because there are no unimportant parts. Leaders in heavy race traffic. They've just lapped past Jim Bound and Todd Bodine. Now Chuck Bound going a lap down. And Robert Presley was right alongside Mark Martin there in that heavy traffic.
They got up on traffic that was running side by side, and Presley moved to the outside of Mark Martin, and then Mark made a good move inside and cleared him. But, boy, they were in some tough traffic for about 4 laps.
And they're coming up on 2 guys that have been battling hard, Butch Miller and Jack Sprague in the Staff America cars, having a real good run here today. He and Chuck Bound have tussled back and forth. And that's the 14th and 15th place cars that the leaders are approaching right there at the bottom of the screen. So working the traffic here has not been easy.
No, I think that's another part that we say, is this a speedway or a short track? It's speedway speeds, but short track traffic. They put you in there, you really got to be on top of your toes. See, Gant's turning down pit road.
Trouble on Harry Gant's car.
Just 50 laps into the race, 51 laps. It's got to be unscheduled.
Coming out at the 40-mile-an-hour mandated speed limit. And goodbye.
Yep, out of it.
Harry Gant will not win his 4th of 5 Busch races at Richmond this afternoon.
It's something, but that's about what it takes to beat Gant at Richmond. For him to quit, get behind the wall and call timeout. He's been so strong at this racetrack, no matter where he starts.
Riding with the leader, Mark Martin, as he pulls up on Jack Sprague. Sprague's car running quite well here, but it shows you just how strong Martin is. This is the 14th place car. 13th place car that's going a lap down here. 14th.
And these guys are going to race him hard, because that losing that lap, it's not just a couple of feet they're concerned about. If that caution comes out, it costs them 3/4 of a mile. So they're going to race him hard just to stay in that lead lap. He's going to be coming up on Butch Miller. That's Butch Miller right up in front of the 60 car. He's been running pretty good, so it'll be tough for him to get around him also.
Sprague falls a lap down, leaves us 13 cars on the lead lap. Mark Martin in front, Robert Presley, Jeff Burton, Joe Nemechek, Rick Mast still 5th. David Green, the highest of the Busch regulars in the point standings, 3rd in the points, 6th in this race. He's been battling with Tom Peck, who's 7th. Hermie Sadler in 8th, Tommy Houston 9th, Ricky Craven, Terry Labonte, and Larry Pearson, along with Butch Miller, all on the lead lap. Miller just barely so, as you watch for Mark Martin's number 60, the Winn-Dixie Ford.
Pick the right place. When he runs up on that lap traffic, Mark's going to have to follow him around the lap traffic. He's got to be a little bit careful here. When you got a car as strong as Mark's, you can spend a little bit more time, and just be careful not to beat the front end of it up. We're still going fast enough on this track that the aerodynamics will enter into how fast you go. Can't afford to damage the car.
That's Michael Rich. They lapped by just a moment ago, and now they're going to get underneath Butch Miller. Let's check with Randy.
Well, the Shauna Robinson crew underneath the hood, it seems to be a broken rocker arm. Shauna just doesn't seem to be able to buy any luck this year. Shauna, what's the problem?
Well, looks like we fell out earlier, broke a rocker arm in the car. It's been a long weekend, but you know, the Polaroid car was running real good. The team's working real hard. We're going to make it happen this year. It's just starting off a little slow, but we'll be all right.
Okay, Shauna obviously disappointed. And another disappointed person has got to be Harry Gant. He's standing by with Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Randy, he's looking at it philosophically. Harry, you moved all the way up to the top 10 trying to work on 7th place, but it just quit. What happened?
Yeah, the engine just blowed up there. It's the same motor we ran, 200 miles of Rockingham plus a practice, and just couldn't hardly take all those RPM. And the French's mustard car, it just done a super job for us today. We were looking to maybe win in here. I just sort of paced it here and waiting for a caution to come out. We're in good shape.
Will you be at Atlanta?
Yeah.
We'll see you there. Good luck.
Thank you.
Short day for Harry Gant. Here are your 2 leaders, Mark Martin and Robert Presley. Moving up to put Mike Wallace the 2nd lap down. They have lapped Butch Miller. That leaves us 12 cars on the lead lap.
Mike, when you hear old Harry say just blowed up, and he said it turned too many RPMs, let me tell you, to make these V6s perform at the level they do, they twist them out of the frame. They'll turn these things 8,000, 81, 82, and if you want to win the race, you just put some more gear in it. So they're going to pay the price for it every now and then.
Tracy Leslie was in the pit. You saw him a moment ago going very slowly down the back straightaway. He will make it back around to pit road once again. Started off the season 5th at Daytona. Had a great finish, the highest finish in Busch regular. Has had nothing but bad luck since. Got that wreck with Terry Labonte and Barry Bostic up at Rockingham. And now he's on pit road early.
Looks like he blowed up too.
I think so. He's going to the garage. 62 laps in here at Rockingham. 12 cars on the lead lap, and Mark Martin, when he gets free of traffic, he's able to open up a little advantage on Robert Presley.